Hi, welcome to This Week in Ames. I'm Susan Guiazda. On today's show, we check in with Ames Electric Services. My guest today is Don Kom, Director of Ames Electric Services. Don, welcome to the show.
It's good to be here.
Well, we always enjoy having you because there's always so much going on in your department. And in fact, there's quite a big project going on. And I was just wondering if you could give us an update on the transition from a coal-burning power plant to a natural gas-burning
There is one great big project going on with a lot of moving parts, yes. A couple of years ago, in talking to the Ames City Council, it was decided that we're going to basically convert our power plant from burning coal to natural gas. Sounds like something easy to do, but there are so many moving parts. Where we're at right now is we're in the final month that our Unit 8, our largest unit, will be burning coal. Come the 1st of November, actually about the 6th of November, we're going to be taking that unit offline, meaning we're going to shut it down to start the process to convert it from burning coal to natural gas.
So the power plant has been around for quite some time. It has quite a history in Ames, and that history has really surrounded the burning of coal to produce energy, along with, in the 1970s, the addition of RDF, the refuse-derived fuel. Mm-hmm. This is a big change. This is huge. This is a different kind of fuel source, a little bit more environmentally friendly. And it's, like as you said, there's a lot of components to making this work.
Yes, there are, both inside the plant and outside the plant. Let me touch a little bit on inside the plant. What we're going to be beginning to do in November is we're going to continue to use the same boiler. And basically what a boiler is you have a fire in the center, water on the outside or around it in tubes, convert that water to steam, and then that steam is sent then through a turbine, which turns and produces the electricity. What we're going to have to do is remove the burners that burn coal, remove the piping that gets the coal to the burners, and replace all that with natural gas burners and then natural gas piping. That's the big share of it. But beyond that, you've got all of the controls that go with it, and you've got all of the systems that are needed to operate that.
Well, since we've been using coal for so long, there's a system in place to getting the coal to the power plant through the Williams transfer station and through our own coal yard. The process of just getting the natural gas to the power plant has been a huge issue.
That's the other side of it. When we first looked at this conversion, we realized in talking with the local gas provider, which is Alliant Energy, that there's not enough natural gas, not enough transportation of natural gas within the city. So to accommodate the power plant alone, we either looked at building our own gas line from the city north or work with Alliant, and we ended up signing a long-term contract with Alliant.
And when you talk about all the different pieces sort of coming together for this to move forward, getting access to that natural gas obviously is one of those big pieces.
Even with just getting the natural gas, we have the one piece of getting pipe from the power plant up north, and I'll explain why up north is even important. And if people drive by the power plant today, they will see pipe sitting out in the green space and on the road, and that's being welded together by a contractor for Alliant. And then they're going to eventually either trench that pipe in or what is called boring, and they'll literally push that pipe underneath the street. That pipe has to go from the power plant, in essence, down Lincoln Way, and then tie into a larger gas line that's located over by Barilla. So that just gets that piece of the delivery done. Some things that we covered with City Council here recently, we also need the capability to deliver gas across the bulk gas system. So we just signed a contract with a company called Northern Natural Gas. They're the entity that can bring gas to it's actually a point near Story City. And that's what that first line has to connect to. So that's the delivery piece of it, are those two things. The other big thing that we did on Tuesday night was we signed a contract, we went out for bid for the gas itself. And as everybody knows, the price of gas continues to drop. And I'm talking natural gas here, not diesel fuel or gasoline for cars. And the prices change so rapidly. the price that we were quoted by all of these vendors was only good for about 12 hours. So we had to work a unique system with
Yeah,
city council.
and I heard you say that, and I thought you were kidding, but it turns out that unlike some of our contracts for commodities that you lock in for a while, this is not a contract like that.
No, because it is such a, volatile is a bad word to use with natural gas, but because the price varies so often or so much, the bidders only want to hold that available for a short period of time, because once we say, okay, we're going to take it, they then go out and they go into the market and do what's called hedging. So they'll then go lock up contracts to back that so that they have the ability to meet that and not put themselves what's called upside down.
Right. So you mentioned some of the tubing, the piping that's maybe visible by the existing power plant. Some people might have noticed another project that wrapped up not that long ago at the power plant involving the cooling towers, which was kind of an amazing thing to watch because it happened so quickly.
Sure. As part of the production, when you take and use steam to produce electricity, you need to basically recondense. You need to cool off that steam so that you can reuse it in the process. And the way we do it, a cooling tower is, in many regards, similar to a radiator on a car. So you pass water through, and in that case, you're using cool air. With our cooling towers, it's a little bit more complex. We took down our smaller cooling tower about a month ago and literally took it apart. It was made out of wood and the lathing and stuff like that. It was basically beyond its useful life. Quickly then, the new design is to make these out of fiberglass. Even the piping, the structure itself, are fiberglass tubes or almost 2x4s that it's all constructed out of. So all of that is made out of fiberglass, and it looks a lot nicer. We finished Unit 7. The Unit 8 cooling tower is still up, the old one, and we'll be taking that down when we do the conversion of Unit 8 in November.
And so some other changes in the horizon. Will the coal yard disappear then when we convert?
That's always an interesting dance, because as 7 is down and being converted, we must keep, as 8 is down being converted, we must keep 7 online for reliability and also to continue to burn the refuse-derived fuel you mentioned before. So we need enough coal on hand to get all of that done. Once 8 is converted, and we've gone through all of the tests, and we make sure that the unit is operating efficiently, we'll bring Unit 8 up, and then 7 will stop burning coal, and then we will not be burning coal again in 7 or 8. So it's an interesting dance to make sure that we always have enough coal there so that we don't run short between that conversion, but we don't want to have so much coal that we have that asset there. And then we will look for a place where maybe another power plant or someone else can take that coal. We'll then basically clean that area off, and the plans right now are to turn it into a green space.
Well, so that's certainly something you should be seeing as residents. We should be seeing a lot of changes, physical changes to just the campus, the area around the power plant, something really to look forward to in the next couple of months.
Yeah. Most of it people won't see. Once the pipe is put into the ground, you'll see new cooling towers, but really a lot of the change is happening inside the building. Even the cooling towers themselves, people have said that when they drive by they see this smoke or something coming out of the cooling towers. That's really just water vapor, and that will continue whether we're burning coal or whether we're burning natural gas.
Well, in just in the last few minutes we have done, we are now sort of changing seasons. We are, the Ames Electric Services is a summer peaking utility, yes. And we're kind of, getting sort of on the home stretch of people not running air conditioners and now turning on the heat. What are some things people can do to prepare now for the change in seasons?
Well, there are several things. Even though most people, for example, in their homes have changed out their air filters, it's really good from an efficiency standpoint to try to change out those air filters on a monthly basis. Several of us usually try to change it out when the cooling season starts, and we forget about that in the winter season. So I would definitely change out your air filter in your furnace. Furnace checkups is another very, very good idea to do, just to make sure everything is operating, both from a safety standpoint and just making sure it's operating efficiently. Other things that can be done, many of us have turned our pilot lights off on our gas-fired fireplaces. I know that's something I'm going to be thinking about in the next week. when it eventually gets cold. So I'll start lighting pilot lights and things like that. It's really, the other thing that I think happens too is we're going to start using our lights a little bit more. It's going to get darker sooner. More lights are going to be on. I highly encourage people to change out those old incandescents, and now even the fluorescents to LEDs, light emitting diode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Saves
And
money.
if people who want, people who are still interested in having a home energy audit, is that still an option? Is this a good time?
It's always a good time. We do those things year-round, and that would be an excellent thing to take advantage of.
And obviously you can sign up for those home energy audits on our website.
Yes, you can.
Well done. Thanks for coming by.
I have one other thing I want to bring up, too.
Okay.
One other thing, and we have an advisory board appointed by the council, and one of the things that both council and our advisory board is hearing a lot about is solar energy. And with solar energy, this is something that I think the utility is very interested in, and we want to have a dialogue with our customers on different aspects of that. Should we build a big solar farm? Should we work with individual customers and things like that? So right now on the calendar is placed a kind of a public meeting with URAB, which is the advisory board, for November 16th, at 6 p.m. at the City Hall City Council Chambers. Yes, it is. And so we're going to be getting a lot more information out. This has just been set up in the last day or so. And if anybody's watching this, I would like them to at least pencil that in on their calendar so that they could attend and listen and share their thoughts and ideas on the topic of renewable energy.
Well, that's great. Thanks for all the information. I know you're busy, and it's always great to have you by. If you want more information on that URAB public input meeting, just remember you can check our website again. That is Monday, November 16th at 6 p.m. at the City Council Chambers at City Hall, 515 Clark Avenue. Also, some other dates for your calendar. Remember, we're getting into fall, and this is the season of autumn leaves. If you want if you want to get rid of your leaves for free, remember Yard Waste Free Days will be held for 4 Saturdays in the fall. That's October 24th, November 7th, November 21st, and December 5th. Again, more information on all those events on our website at cityofames.org. Well, that's our show for today. Thanks for watching, and tune in next week for This Week in Ames.